So here is the newest addition to the Intex raft. I was looking online and I found this used MinnKota. It's an Endura 46-pound thrust for sale for $45. And this thing is in like new condition. There's a minor chip out of the prop. That's the only scratch on this thing. I got it in a bucket of water right now, just testing to see how this little old car battery I was using on my solar system out there in the off-the-grid workshop, see how it would do running this thing here. And this is on speed 1, and I'm at going on like 6 minutes now. So I'm going to let it run for an hour or two here and see how it does, so then I know how I'm going to be able to, or how long I'm going to be able to stay out here on my first little trip with this guy. It's been 2 hours 15 minutes. It's been running on speed 1. And that is as far as we touch the battery. Now if I go ahead, I'll crank it up here. There's 2. There's 3. Moving a lot more water. That's 4. And the highest setting here, 5. That puts a serious load on her. And back to 1, and the battery recovered pretty good. So even though this is a 3-year-old car battery, I think it'll be alright to take out on the lake with this for a couple hours. So that's a really good deal for $45. I was patient. I kept checking the internet every other day for about 3 weeks, and this one popped up last night at about 8 o'clock. And I called the guy and went there first thing the next morning after my first call at work, and picked this sucker up. A little more in-depth here on the Excursion itself here with the modifications. What I found here, best thing to do is pump the floor up first. Attach the motor mount while the other 2 chambers are deflated. You'll want to put these arms right here in first, and then you'll just lift up here and slide this on. If you put this in first, you won't be able to get this part in, so you want to put the top part in here first. In the last video I said I wasn't quite sure how I was going to attach the armor flex to the floor, and I found another video online and replicated that gentleman's idea using the zip ties. So I drilled holes all the way around, and I had some black zip ties on my work van and used them, and that's what we ended up with. Holds it on there pretty good. I still got to trim them yet, but that gives you the general idea. So then what I do next is I'll put the wood floor in, and then I'll pump up the outer chamber, and then I won't pump it up all the way. I'll pump it up about 3/4 of the way, and then I'll go ahead and pump up the inner chamber. And once I get that done, then I will show you guys a little more in-depth about the bimini top that I designed. Here it is, all pumped up. Got the floor in there, motor mounts on. One reason I say to install the motor mount when it's deflated is once you have the transom plate on here, this backing plate guy right here, and you pump the boat up, you will not be able to get this thing on here in one piece. You would have to take all 8 of these out of here, take the transom plate off, and then you'll be able to get it on. But if you do it while it's deflated, you put them 2 top pipes in there first, and then you can get the bottom ones on and you're good to go. You got your gauge here. You will want to overinflate this when you get in cold water, if it's in the 90s out. Once you put in that cold water, the temperature of the raft will drop, and then it'll get soft on you. Well, I went to get the stuff for the bimini top to get it all put on there and show you guys about that. But the clamps for the fabric that goes across the top are in the pickup truck, as well as the adjustable bungee straps that hold everything tight. So my girl's not going to be home till it's dark, so tomorrow I will get all that together and show you that. I'm also going to take it down to the little pond that's down here from my house and put the motor on here, and we'll show you that also. While I was pumping the boat up and putting the motor mount on and getting the floor out and putting all that stuff in, I left the trolling motor running at its lowest setting for about another 45 minutes. So that was a 3-hour runtime on 1, and then I went ahead and put it on 3, and it's been running for about 33 minutes now on 3, and this battery is still right at about 12 volts. So it could probably run for about another hour and 15 minutes before we got down to 11, which, you know, it's pretty much a dead battery there for a car battery. But for a 3-year-old battery, that'll give me plenty of time to go play around on the pond tomorrow. And we're going to get it set up on the charger here in just a minute. Here is the materials needed for the canopy that I designed. You're going to start out with 1/2 inch cpvc. You're going to get 4 10-foot sticks. Okay. You're going to get 4 1/2 inch 90s, and then you're going to get 4 1/2 inch tees. The fabric that I got was 3 foot by 9 foot. If I could have found something that was 4 foot wide, I would have rather went with that, but I couldn't, so that's what I got. Then we have our 4 adjustable bungee straps, and then I found these guys here at Walmart. It's an assorted bag of these plastic clamps here, and that's what I use to hold the fabric to the cpvc. Alright, let me get the frame put up here, and then you can see, you know, how everything fits together. When I first started to assemble the canopy, I took full length of the cpvc and just kind of laid it in between the 2 oar supports to get the U shape going, and then I kind of figured out, you know, how long or how big of an arc I wanted and where it was going to sit, you know, up way high like this, or kind of lean back like this. Once I figured that out, then I cut it to length, and then I just dry fit one of the PVC 90s here and one of the cpvc 90s there, and then just cut a little stub to put in there. And because of the tension from it being bent, it holds that in there nice and tight. Easy to put together, easy to take apart. Then I kind of lined up where I wanted to put my tees for the center supports that go down the length of the boat. Once I figured all that out, then I went ahead and glued everything together. I'm going to go ahead and put the center supports on now, get the bungee cords hooked up, and I'll show you how I keep the center supports attached to the cpvc tees. There it is. The whole stick frame's all set up. I will say this, it is a little bit tedious getting the bungee set right, because you never put the same bungee back in the same spot, and it takes a couple minutes to get everything lined up and tension just right. I do have a couple of these little S hooks here. It just makes this position a lot better, instead of this plastic hook digging into anything here for the back. The center spars or supports, I drilled holes through here, and it's just got a wing nut on it, so it can come apart real easy. And now I'll go ahead and get the fabric on top with the clamps, and that'll be that. I went ahead and put the rest of the raft together. But with the fabric on there, I just get one end on there, get 3 clamps, and then I'll go around and get it centered up, and then I'll pull it tight. And then I usually use most of the other clamps too, just in case. So there's a little more in-depth view of how I put this thing together. And here in a little while, I got the battery charged up. We're going to go to the pond, and we'll take it out and see how she does. I'll try and get some video of that while I'm out there playing around with this thing. Got the excursion out here on the pond. A couple fishing poles in the water. Nice, good shade from the canopy. And we're on speed 5 on that motor, and that'll kind of give you an idea of how fast we're going. There it is, guys. Thanks for watching.